Hey, what's up? Grumps here. So 1.8 PTS is out, and after a couple of days in it, I would like to drop some words, and express my feelings towards the new upcoming patch as well. We have a couple of things to talk about today. There is a new playable area called Westside Piers. Consists of two areas, like two DZs. Let's say it's north and south. We have a resistance mode coming up, which is a new horde mode coming to Division. We have 4v4 Skirmish, which is a part of the Last Stand playlist. I mean, a part of the PvP, which is also normalized as Last Stand, because that's a completely different mode. We have Rogue 2.0, which is a new Rogue system in DZ. We have the refreshed Underground. We have Optimization Station. We have new exotic weapons, stamina changes, which probably some people will be happy about. We have new classified sets, which are coming in the upcoming global events, which I believe will be called Strike and Ambush. And we have some gameplay changes to movement, to hipfire, and to skill usage overall. So, let's not waste time and let's dive into it. So first of all, we have new playable area. Really nice. I have nothing to say about new procedural spawning system. A little bit exploitable, like you can find areas where the enemies are just spawning constantly, so I guess that's gonna be something they have to look at it. I'd definitely look at. If it comes to the procedural spawning system itself, I didn't have any bigger problems with that. I actually really enjoyed it. You can farm your items quickly, you can go and just basically meet enemies like, everywhere. The whole area it's not that big, but it's a lot of running, and as far as I checked, you can't access this area from any other point but, from the south. So yeah, there's a couple of those things they talk about which are not available on PTS right now, which I cannot play. This is basically the resistance mode. It's still a part of this area, so I consider this experience like, partially missing from here right now. But you can get some of those missions for Westside Pier caches, and those actually consists of random item and division tag, which is a really good thing because division tag will be used for the optimization station, which I'm going to talk about later. Also in this area you can find, as far as I found, you can find two division spots, two division tech spots. So, let's say roaming around this area, killing enemies, getting Westside Pier caches, getting division tag, and doing that in a circle, like repeated motion, will be probably the best way and the fastest way to get some, to get your hands on some division tag. So yeah, so that's something I really enjoyed. I really like. Nothing wrong to say about that. Completely fine with whatever they're trying to introduce as to PvE. And yeah, that's something which I'm really enjoyed, and I'm waiting for more, definitely. The next thing I want to talk about is the new PvP. So basically there's no Last Stand right now, it's PvP. It's divided into Last Stand and Skirmish, as Skirmish is a part of the PvP playlist. It's also normalized exactly the same way as Last Stand is, and you have the same XP as in like in total for PvP. You still can get Last Stand caches or PvP caches. I don't know how they're going to be called, but I completely like the fact that we have a 4v4 quick mode right now. There's only three things which I have to say, about this mode. So first of all, I believe that the matches are a little bit like happening too quick. So sometimes when you're getting owned and you have this chance to come back, it's too late. So I believe that the matches should be extended to from 20 kills to 30 kills or 40 kills maybe, I don't know, but I feel like sometimes you miss this couple of kills to to just finish the match or just come back in an epic way. The second thing is basically the XP bar. So right now my XP is like pretty high because I played a lot of last stand matches. So basically I found it really difficult to level up to the next level. So what I believe they should do, and that probably will be the best thing, is you know, from all those people who have played a lot of last stand, just take their XP, you know, like see what XP you will have at level 40, and the additional XP just, you know, convert it to additional levels, additional ranks. So when they, you know, when they connect to the game, they will have, I don't know, let's say plenty of caches to open from the expansion stash, let's say. I believe that that should be possible to do, but or at least reset my XP level, because right now I have to play like a lot more than the regular person who's like regular leveling up for the next level. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is since Skirmish is being normalized as 4v4, as last stand playlist, or however PvP playlist, then I believe that the normalization have to be addressed a little bit, since some of the gear sets, let's say for example Predator set, the 6-piece Predator set is barely impossible to proc with the requirements in the normalized mode. If that's the case, if that's what they intended to do, where the last stand should be a PvP where all those, like, you know, really good OP 6-piece talents should not be available, then they should not be available throughout like the all gear sets, not only on certain ones. So that's my feedback from the Skirmish. I really enjoyed the mode. It's quick paced, really like go in, go out, 5-minute matches. Sometimes, like I said, felt like too short, but I believe in general this is a really good game mode, which is, you know, going to be added in 1.8. So yeah, we have DZ Rogue System 2.0. Not really much to say about it. I think the whole PTS is being just overrun by Lone Star Alejandro setups, which I'm going to talk about later, so I'm not going to cover that right now. What do I feel and how do I feel about the changes into DZ? Fine by me. Like, any change to this part of the map is probably going to be a good change. The only thing is that I really have a lot of, you know, concerns about multi-grouping 2.0 right now, because that's something which definitely going to happen. Like, what I was trying to say, that we probably will see another changes to that in the next upcoming PTS week. So I'm holding my, you know, my opinion right now, and I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna try to say that, try to think outside of the box and try to see the bigger picture. Like, if you're introducing something like, let's say, friendly fire off, then try to see what's gonna happen when 16 people are going to throw nades at the same time at the full manhunt group or something, because that's what's gonna happen. Like, I feel like, for example, in this particular situation, using your nades in DZ should still make you go rogue. Like, you shouldn't be able to just like spam nades, because, you know, that's what I think. But like I said, I'm holding my opinion on DZ right now because I haven't played it much on PTS, and you know, we're gonna see some changes in the upcoming weeks, and I'm gonna probably say something more then. Next thing on our list is Underground. Underground is being refreshed. They will be adding some hunters in the Underground. They'll be refreshing the directives, and they'll be doing some checkpoints in the Underground. So that's gonna make Underground really like, you know, a to-go area to farm your gear again. And I think that any changes to DLC will be, you know, will be a good change, because that's a part of the content which is already owned by many players, and nothing to say against you know, against changes into that. Unfortunately, it's not available on the PTS right now. It's probably going to be available in the upcoming weeks, so I'm going to cover it later. And now our cherry on the pie, which is optimization station. You can optimize your gear right now. By optimizing gear, it means that any current gear which is already recalibrated on the recalibration station. So basically what I mean is any gear that you have on you and you are happy with the rolls that are on the gear, you can optimize it. So if the rolls are trash, you can basically make them better. How you can make them better? By pressing space. So let's say I have this Pharaoh mask, right? There is 971 armor, 1268 firearms, and disorient resistance. As you can see, I have max critical hit chance roll on it already, and the overall score of this item is 282, right? So now all I have to do is press space. Mom! I'm pressing space! I'm becoming better! And as you can see, my gear is being optimized. So right now I have full firearms roll on this Pharaoh mask, I have full critical hit chance roll, I have full disorient resistance, and my overall score of the item is higher right now, but I can still get more armor, right? So what do? You press space again, and you have more armor, and then you can press space again, and you have even more armor, and then you can press space again, and you have even more armor, or you don't have even more armor because it's fully optimized right now. It costs you 50 division tech and 250 regular credits. As I said, division tech will be dropping through Westside Pier caches, a part of the drops from the assignments you will be doing in the new playable area. And there are also 2 spots in this area with division tech as well, which you can farm like by going over there and just grabbing it, exactly the same way as you can still farm division tech in the DZ. And that's pretty much it. What I think about it is, personally, as for player, you know, who spends a lot of time in the game, it's a kick in the nuts from Massive. I'm not trying to be like offensive right now, but I strongly believe that all my farming, which I did throughout the year, is just basically like, you know, wasted time right now, because hunting for those really good items and really good like armor rolls is something which basically driven me to like, you know, to farm in this game. And I think that loot-based games are basically, you know, made on replayability and grabbing loot, which is the same, but, you know, with small changes. And sure, you can alter those changes a little bit by the, you know, recalibration station, but making it so easy to get the best possible rolls is just, I don't think it should work like this. I mean, the only thing which comes into my mind is that either way there should be some sort of infusion related you know, mechanic which will be needed to upgrade your item, which will provoke you to still farm. So let's say you want to optimize your mask, you need, if you want to optimize high-end mask, you will need one other high-end mask as a requirement. If you want to optimize your exotic mask, you will need, like, let's say 2 high-end masks to optimize your, you know, your exotic mask. If you want to optimize your classified gear or gear set mask, let's say you need 3 high-end masks and 50 division tech and 250 credits to optimize your gear set item. And therefore you will have this circle motion of, you need to farm for masks, or you need to craft masks. So you need to go and, you know, farm other items, dismantle them, craft masks, or you need to go to, you know, to PvE area to farm for crafting materials. And I think that's what could bring the whole picture to the optimization station. It will still require you to farm, which is, I think, essential part of any loot and shooter, you know, or loot-based game. And you will still have this, you know, possibility to, you know, leave those best items aside, you know, grab some crappy items and basically use them to make those, you know, better items, you know, even more better. I'm fine with the optimization station. I'm just considerate of how it works exactly, because right now the only thing you need to do is literally just sit in one spot in Westside Piers and continuously farm for those for those Westside Pier caches. And I believe that's just making the game way too easy. I know it's not popular opinion. I know people will be like, oh, Grumps, you're shit, you know, I don't have time, you know, I have kids, cats, 17 dogs, you know, 15 jobs I have to go to. But let's face it, that's a loot-based game. You should be able to, you know, feel rewarded for the time invested in the game. Simple. That's how I feel. I can't change it. I'm sorry if I offend people or whatever, or at least I'm whatever. I'm not sorry actually. I'm offending people, you know. There's nothing wrong with you being offended, but like I said, it's how I feel. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, you can drop me a comment, you can say, you know, whatever, you can, you know, shit on me. That's my opinion. I believe that, you know, it should be taken into the whole, you know, conversation about the optimization station. I will be welcome to see any changes to the optimization station, even hardcore changes, like change it really hardcore and make it, like, let's say, test in week 2 and see if we'll be still rewarded by using that. And, you know, that's the perfect time to do it. Do it. Okay, so the next part is the exotic weapons. We have 4 new weapons. They are available at the vendor to buy with some default talents on it. You can enjoy them. You know, the first weapon is the house, the new MPX submachine gun. Really nice weapon. I really enjoyed it. The only feedback which I have about this weapon is basically, if you look at the right bottom corner, right next to my nomad icon, you have the icon from the weapon damage, right? And the talent on this weapon basically says that 1/2 of the magazine does 25% increased damage. The half which deals increased damage flips after 10 seconds or when the magazine is empty, which is kind of forcing you to use the full mag. And I like the idea that you have to use the full mag, but my concern is that the white card, which is symbolizing the buff, is actually flipping in this icon. So in the hands of a good player, probably in not my hands, but in the hands of a really good player, you can really control that damage. And if you really want to force people to use your full mag on this weapon, I would make this icon just like, you know, being default one. Like, you know, you still should see the cooldown, so you should expect the damage, but you should see when it's flipping. But like I said, you shouldn't be able to, like, you know, visually recognize which part of the mag it is, because like I said, in hands of a good player, it could be probably, like, you know, cheesed a little bit. That's the only feedback I have about this gun. Overall, great gun. You can mod your like you can see, you can mod your M44 underbarrel. I mean M4 underbarrels and your, you know, lightweight M4, you know, mods on the weapon. It looks really nice actually as well, and shoots really nice. So yeah, really good gun. The next gun on our list is Big Alejandro, which is retarded gun, and I checked it on YouTube. Actually, the gun can have up to like 1,200 RPM in real life. It's M42, and but we don't have Lone Star build in real life, and we don't have tackling in real life. With tackling and your Lone Star, you can get this RPM to 1,800, which is ridiculous, by the way. I don't know. I'm not gonna like say anything about this gun because it's definitely gonna be nerfed. Either way, the damage or the damage on the LMGs, the damage out of cover, something has to be changed about those guns. It's in my opinion, it's really destroying the week 1 of PTS, and everyone have this need or urge to test Lone Star, which already has been released into the game with double Big Alejandro. They're wasting time on, like, you know, grabbing exotic caches and, you know, just running around Skirmish, PvP, DZ or whatever with those gun, and, you know, trying to, I don't know, test something, but whatever. That's my personal opinion. Another gun, so like I said, just to say about this gun, they said that it's gonna be nerfed or probably altered in some way, so I'm not gonna like say anything right now. I'm gonna wait how it's gonna be in the upcoming weeks of PTS. And another 2 guns with quite nice mechanic, I have to say. So Devil and Heal. You have fire, headshot increase stability by 30% for 15 seconds, body shots increase headshot damage by 30% for 15 seconds, and heal, hitting weak points increase weapon damage by 15% for 15 seconds, and hitting skill proxies increase critical hit damage by 30% for 15 seconds. So you can the talent from those guns is actually that if you equip both of those, both weapons gain the fire and fury talents, and the buff durations are increased by 15 seconds. Bonuses from fire and fury are no longer lost when swapping between fire and fury. Weapon swap speed is increased by 50%. I really enjoy the mechanics. I really like the idea behind the two active third talents on your both weapons. I'm waiting for the upcoming PTSs, and I'm gonna try to build. I don't know, like maybe I would like to test 6-piece sentry with it, but we don't have 6-piece sentry in the PTS anymore, and it haven't been in the live game yet, so I don't have it. Simply, I won't be able to test it. And that's pretty much it if it comes to the weapons. 4 new weapons, changes to some new exotics, some current exotics, excuse me. So you will have you will see some buffs. I believe there's a whole table on Reddit where there is every weapon listed and the amount of buff and nerf. On top of my head, I know that there is a showstopper buff, that they nerfed MP7, LVOA, and some other weapon balancing, but I'm waiting for the official patch notes, which haven't been released yet, and yeah, I'm waiting for those. Peter. So let's move to the next part. So the next big change on the PTS is basically your stamina. Your stamina is going back to the original values before the nerf, so that's like a really good thing. And I think if you combine this with the new 6-piece classified, that should really bring some tankiness into the game, and that's something what many players are looking for. So I'm happy for the change. I'm really would like to see how this is going to develop. That's strictly connected though to the classified sets which are introduced on the PTS. There's a couple of those which I'm not going to cover. So the Tactician, Alpha Bridge, and Hunter's Fave, because those are broken. They don't have 5 or they don't have 6 pieces available on the PTS yet. Hunter's Fave is like missing a good description. It's like a cryptic one right now, so I can't even figure out how exactly it works. I know that there's like some sort of like a buff you get for hitting enemies, and it rises like the striker buff. You lose it after you swap or reload, but I don't know what that buff does exactly, because apparently the fourth piece has been changed, which hasn't been changed on the PTS yet. The additional set pieces which I want to talk about is Nomad, Banshee, D3, Firecrest, and Pred. Really strong 6 pieces. Nomad is basically like a full solo build with 3 life. 5th piece is giving you additional Nomad resolve and additional health on kill, and 6th piece is giving you 50% chance to have no cooldown for Path of the Nomad, takes 75% less damage for 10 seconds after Path of the Nomad is triggered. We have Banshee, which is while rogue, the 4th piece is also the same as it was. We have 5th piece, which is looted DZ funds and damage out of cover, and we have 6th piece, which is while rogue, the timer to clear manhunt status is decreased by 5% for every group member within 10 meters. All rogue status actions that result in a rank up are doubled. Rewards for clearing manhunt status are improved, while not rogue, damage to manhunt status players is increased by 5% for each manhunt level the player has. Rewarding for killing a manhunt players are improved. That's something which people are really worried about. D3, so we have 5th piece protection from enemies, ballistic shield damage, and the 6th piece is improved frontline. When ballistic shield is deployed, melee damage is increased by 2000%, and all overhealing the player receives is applied to the ballistic shield as healing instead. After taking 500,000 damage, the ballistic shield grants a buff to a player and all group members within 30 meters for 5 seconds. The duration of the buff is increased by 1 second for every 2000 stamina the player has. Physical damage buff armor is increased by 20%. Exotic damage buff weapon damage is increased by 20%. You have Firecrest, which is basically 1 more incendiary in a grenade capacity, flame turret range, flame turret damage. That's a 5th piece. And 6th piece is bullets have 5% chance to cause an enemy to burn. Works in PvP. Burning targets can cause a fiery explosion when killed by bullets once every 10 seconds. Works in PvP. NPCs set on fire by your flame turret will burn 25 longer for every 2000 electronics. That can be affected by burn resistance. And we have Predator Mark. 5 piece is reload speed, assault rifle damage, and SMG damage. And 6 piece is the damage over time to the target is increased by 150%. We're talking about bleeding for every 9,000 stamina and can critically hit. So if you have 9,000 stamina on your build and the rest is electronics or firepower, your bleeding will do exceptionally good like damage. And if you have like a build with all critical hit damage, this build is just like simply ridiculous if it comes to the damage and the stamina you have, because that's the most important part. So overall we have really nice 6 pieces, but I'm really thinking that if somebody really thinks that those set pieces are not overpowered, is basically not seeing the bigger picture. So what I think about 6 piece classified items, I think that there's a lot of things to be worried if it comes to PvP, and there's awesome time coming for people in PvE. I mean, for PvE I wouldn't change nothing. It's really good. Those talents feel really good. It's diversity. It's something what players wanted. They want to do damage. I'm having nothing against that. You have the new horde mode coming in. You have the new area coming in. It's definitely going to help you, and I'm happy to see that there is a lot of improvement and diversity coming into the division. But if it comes to PvP, with all the new changes to your stamina, with all the changes to the gear sets, with all the new classified gear sets, with the new Rogue 2.0, I believe PvP right now in the DZ is going to be a shit show. That's my personal opinion. I strongly think that, with set pieces and bonuses like from Banshee, you can get 75% more damage, for example, with the damage, with the damage out of cover and LMG gun, for example. You can get like strong buffs on D3, basically like unkillable. You can set people on fire, like you have constant fire bullets on you. You can bleed them so much that they can't even react to the bleeding, even with the new health rolls. You can run multi-grouping, solo multi-groups, like let's say 5 solo builds, 5 solo players with 5 nomads, and have like 6 free lives in a row by fighting, manhunts and stuff. There's a lot of room to cheese the shit out of this content and those set pieces in PvP. And don't get me wrong, I really like to see the diversity. We might not see the full picture. We don't have access to probably the best healing set, which is Reclaimer, which I don't know, maybe idea, bring Reclaimer caches to the PTS so we can test some, let's say mitigations to all that damage we are getting right now. Because right now I really think that either way they have to make a couple of dedicated PvP sets, or make a multiplier for PvP on all the sets and adjust that multiplier a little bit, because it's a circus right now. Not even mentioning all those big Alejandro small cojones Lone Star builds in the DZ right now, but specifically those 6 pieces. They are OP in PvP. They are bringing awesome gameplay in PvE, and I'm happy about that. But let's not, diminish how PvP is important to certain people and how they want to play PvP as well by just, having fun in PvE. The game in 1.8 is going to be extremely easy if everything is going to be like it is on PTS right now. So you will have extremely nice and extremely good fun in PvE. So we might as well see some more work on PvP as well. I mean, if that's supposed to be like a turnaround for Division, and that's supposed to flip everything like upside down, I'm fine with that. Just do it while using your brain, and don't allow, like I said, the shit show we already had before with Seeker Mines, Sentry SMGs or over broken stuff in the game, Midas and stuff like that. It's there, it's possible, people will be using that, and there are really smart people behind and sitting in Division which will be abusing the shit out of it. So I beg you, just think twice and try to see the bigger picture, like I'm trying to see, like 4 Firecrest, full team Firecrest guys, or full team of, or multi-group Nomad, or I don't know, or 17 Banshee guys running around after your manhunt 2-man group. try to see beyond that. That's what I'm trying to say. You might don't like what I'm saying, you might don't like what my thinking processes might be different, you might not agree with me. Like I said, drop me a comment below and we can talk about it. But like I said, that's how I feel, and I spend a lot of time in this game, so I hope it's not gonna be as bad as my as bad as I think it might be. So 1.8 also introduced a couple of changes to the hipfire, to movement, and to skill usage. We might see some of those changes already on 1.7.1 because the movement change where when you turn around you make like this full U-turn like a fucking Melex car or something. So that's a part of this all change to the movement and how you move around. Which is already available on the live servers, but like I said, there is also hipfire change where you don't see rectangle anymore. I think that the field of view is a little bit closer than it was on hipfire, like even closer than it was. And like for example, you cannot use your hitting skills when you're aiming your gun, so I can just press my button and it doesn't work. When I hipfire, I can't use my hitting as well. So and you have to wait. So let's say I'm hipfiring, I run away, and now I can use my skill, and now I can overheal myself. So let's drop a couple of words about that. If it comes to the movement, I don't see the reason why this, like a fucking train movement is in Division, but this is still available and people can strafe the shit out of PvP. I mean, no offense to anybody, but I already mentioned it many times. If you really think that doing this and doing this is making you a good player, whatever. Shit on me for saying that, I don't care. I think that's the most scrubbiest way to play the game, and it requires literally no skills, bringing the whole, whatever point of where people are just, fucking chicken dancing around you, around everybody, and just playing like that. I mean, show me one real life situation where people are fighting each other like this, Mom, I'm so good. Look at me, I'm killing shit. It's never gonna happen. Like, I see the changes in the movement. I know where they are coming from. They want to eliminate that, that idiotic movement and, strafing and whatever. But I think they are looking in the wrong way. I mean, I still don't understand why this have to be like a gamepad, like a gamepad movement where you just turn around. I don't know why I can just rapidly change my, change my direction, the other run. I know that there's like, this 180 degree like a sprint button, and I can just, sprint the other direction, but it's kind of confusing how to use it, and not everybody knows how to do it, and it's also not that easy. So sometimes it's just easier to just move your mouse to other direction and just like force your character to run the other direction. Like I said, the only idea which I have which could eliminate also the strafing shit is basically like make a cooldown on strafing. I mean, I don't see why the game should not be following the basic physical like movement of your body. Like, I haven't seen in any live people being able to like change the direction of the movement that quick. If someone is doing that, maybe Usain Bolt is a like, I don't know, maybe he can do it, but I can't. And I tried in real life, don't get me wrong. I was even laughing with my girlfriend when I was trying to do that. So make a cooldown, basically 1 second cooldown for one strafe, from 1 second cooldown to the to the other, from one side to the other. So basically you're running, strafing, 1 second cooldown, you're strafing, 1 second cooldown, you're strafing, 1 second cooldown, you're strafing, 1 second cooldown, and so on and so on and so on. That should eliminate this stuff. If it comes to hipfire, you don't see it right now, but if you shoot the target, you still see this red cross on the screen when you're hitting the target, which is really easy to know, like where your rectangle is and how to shoot it. And hipfire is still strong, even if not better right now than it was actually before. And to be honest, I was saying that out loud many times. If you want to get rid of this chicken dance hip firing professionals, trying to like be cool and dizzy, then I would say just remove crit chance from the hipfire. That's it. Make it like a last resort damage. You're fighting with somebody, you're exchanging fire, you're changing position, let's say whatever, doing something. I'm panicking right now. And you know, let's say you have it like around the corner, you shoot it, and then he's like hiding, and you just approach around the corner and just finish him with the hipfire. But I don't agree that the whole fight should be like who can like, you know, shoot, or who can like, you know, damage for, or who will be more lucky with the headshots or whatever. Either way, make the spread bigger or make crit chance go away from hipfire, and you will fix hipfire probably sooner than you think. Another thing is skill usage. Like I said, not being able to pop your healing while you're ADSing or while you're going outside of the ADS sometimes, because now it actually worked. Or not being able to, you know, to basically use your healing skills when you're like, you know, hip firing or whatever. I don't think it's a good change, to be honest. I know where they want to go. Like they want to, you know, force you to use a little bit more cover. Don't be reckless. Don't like run around everybody and just like, you know, hip firing everything around. But I don't think it's a good change. It's so big change as with the reload speed, for example. I mean, I'm being annoyed for the, you know, with the double reload when I sprint and I start to reload my gun and I sprint again, and you know, and I have to reload again. But like sprint lock was even more annoying. And I think, you know, locking your healing from your, you know, when you're shooting or when you're ADSing is basically like changing the game in 1.0, like before it was launched. Like it's so deep in players, you know, mechanics of movement that yeah, it's a flipping everything like 180 degrees. If that's the goal, to basically learn, like, you know, make players to learn how to play the game again. Like I said, I'll be probably playing still, so I might learn from the beginning. I don't care, but there's a lot of people who will be like not really satisfied with that change, and I think it's too soon. And that's pretty much it for the feedback video. I know there was a lot of talking. I'm sorry for that. I know there's a lot of comments which I made, which probably some people might not like or might not be a fan of. But always remember, there's a big red cross button at the tab you are watching right now, or big red cross button at the right top corner of your, you know, browser. You can always close it anytime. You don't have to agree, you don't have to watch, you don't have to sit over here and see, you know, my ugly face or whatever. But for those people who are sitting still over here, all I have to say is that's my opinion, and like I said, everyone is entitled to have their own opinions. I would like to be a, you know, like at least my voice to be a part of the conversation. I don't believe it is, but you know, that's what I'm doing. I want to feel, you know, I want to wake up, look myself in the mirror and say that, yeah, I did it. I post a feedback. I let out what I think about it, and you know, I eager everybody to do the same. If you will be, you know, whatever, very emotional, if you'll be like, let's say, passionate about your opinion about the game, just go there and drop those 2 lines in the feedback. It's probably really appreciated by the developers. I know, because, you know, I was working with devs, so I know that they want that feedback. And just do it, you know, like me. Some people might not agree, but don't give a shit. Everyone have their own opinion, and opinion is like an ass. Everyone have one. I don't know. Okay, I'm finishing that video. I blabbered too much. It's too late. I want to start the stream. So find me on Twitch if you have any more questions. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Sorry for that being probably even too long than I, you know, originally planned it to be. There's probably some things that I didn't cover, so don't take it like a full picture. I will be covering more things in the upcoming, you know, in the upcoming weeks. At least I will try to. Like I said, if you have any questions, stop by my Twitch, and see you then.